So Tony Pollard is getting better, and not just as a runner. And don't get this mistaken as some kind of Tony is better than Zeke type video, or Tony should be the starter type video. Don't get this confused. But Tony has improved. And if there was anything that was knocking Tony from getting into the game more, is that, well, it's a couple of things. Politics is one of them. Zeke being who Zeke is. It's kind of hard to talk yourself into letting Tony be the guy. But I think Tony's getting better in the pass game. I think Tony's getting better at pass protection. Tony's definitely getting better as a return guy. We're going to talk about it a little bit. As you see Tony just kind of get this little chip before he goes out into his route and makes his catch. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tony has gotten better at things like this. So I have to ask myself now, I'm no coach. I'm just simply a YouTube dude, right? Is Ezekiel Elliott with a calf and a hamstring injury that much better than a healthy Tony Pollard? And this is interesting because I have labeled the rest of this season, the last 3 games or so that we got left, as a preseason type of season. Just as a season to where 3 games to where we could just kind of get guys involved. Like, let's see what Bradley and I looks like, what Rondell Carter, those guys look like. I'm all for taking Zeke off the field because, knock on wood, because you want everybody to be fully healthy when we get here. If something catastrophic were to happen to Ezekiel Elliott and he's out for a year, boy, they really set that edge on Terrence Steele. They really got it. Terrence didn't hook this man at all. If something catastrophic were to happen for Zeke and he was out for a year, he was out for 9 months or so, then he would miss earlier parts of next season. And you can kind of take that however you want to. I think regardless of what you think about Zeke's money, because a lot of people dislike Zeke because of how much money he's making. I'm not pocket watching. I'm just looking at the player that we have and what we could do with him. I think if Zeke is on this team, we're a better team. Now, like I was saying, if it's a situation where I don't want Zeke to just go out there and get hurt and just not be available early for the next season, a blow to Tony is easier to deal with than a blow to Zeke. Dalton Schultz is really blocking his ass off right here, fam. Let's just take a look at Dalton Schultz on the left side of the screen here, just getting his little blocks in. Let's go, Dalton Schultz. And Terrence Steele somehow played better than Brandon Knight this game, but we're going to move on and just keep talking. But you can deal with losing Tony Pollard easier than you can deal with losing Zeke. So with that being said, if Zeke got some hamstring issues, if Zeke got some calf muscle issues, and, you don't want Zeke to get hurt anyway, then just sit Zeke. You know what I mean? I think if we lose to San Francisco, we're mathematically eliminated anyway. So, let's see if Tony can get 20 or so carries. Or 30, or not 30, but 20 carries and 30 touches is what I meant, or 30 opportunities. So that could be 15 carries and 10 targets, 5 on kick return. You know what I mean? If Tony gets 30 or so opportunities, what can he do with them? I think we need to know what Tony can do with 25 to 30 or so opportunities, you know what I mean? Just to kind of see if he can do it, just to see if he can deal. I think he had a solid game here versus the Bengals, but Bengals going to do Bengals things. But I just want to see a lot more from Tony, just so when we got to make that front office decision. All right, y'all. We tapped Zeke on the shoulder. We asked him kindly, politely to take a pay cut. Zeke said, F y'all, I'm not taking a pay cut. Let's make a decision. Is it a situation where we can't live without Zeke? You got to ask yourself, Now, if you ask for my personal opinion, I think we're able to live in a world without Zeke. I think if Tony Pollard is going to be your running back one, would you be able to live in a world with that? I think if I can make an argument that our run game would be better because there's no pressure to force the ball to Zeke. If Tony Pollard was your running back one, then you would run the ball when it's natural. You would throw the ball to Tony when it's natural. You would pass the ball when it's natural. I think sometimes we get a ball to Zeke just because he's Zeke, or we run the ball with Zeke just because he's Zeke. Ezekiel Elliott is not a pass catching running back. Not no more. Zeke, Cowboys Zeke year 5 ain't the same dude as Ohio State Zeke. Them dudes is different, okay? Zeke caught a lot of passes at Ohio State. I'll take that. Zeke in the NFL is not a pass-catching running back. He dropped the ball. He clumsy. He don't run the routes as well. He ain't got no wiggle. Tony Pollard is ridiculous. Let's just take a look at this beautiful bean footage real fast. We got some good blocks set up here on the right side, and that really set things off here. Is this Francis Bernard not blocking nobody? Look at everybody. Look at Francis Bernard with the long hair, 44. Look at Francis Bernard not blocking nobody. What you doing, Francis? Why didn't you block this guy that ran in front? What are you doing? Hey, yo, Francis, cut that shit out. Anyway, Francis didn't block that dude. This is a great run by Tony, man. But yes, I kind of want to see what we can do moving forward with Tony, because if Zeke were not to be on this team anymore, then the running back dynamic looks different. Now, if Zeke wasn't here, it ain't like Tony would just be the lead guy, just regardless. It'll be a constant rotation of drafting day 2 or day 3 running backs and just not paying them. So in my mind, I wanted a situation like, okay, Zeke wasn't here. Let's just draft Jonathan Taylor and pair him along with Tony Pollard and we'll rock. Or if we can't get Jonathan Taylor, how about this year's draft? We could just pair him with Chuba Hubbard or Travis Etienne. Then we could just pair those guys together and rock. Or a guy like James Robinson, right? You see an undrafted guy in James Robinson that's doing really good in Jacksonville right now. Put that dude with Tony Pollard, save that money, and see what happens. That's what responsible, contract roster management is. I think a lot of people give the Joneses grief for a lot of bad reasons, but if there's any argument that I'm on y'all's side with on the whole Joneses thing, then I'm on y'all's side when it comes to the Zeke probably shouldn't have got paid. He shouldn't have got paid at all, but he definitely shouldn't have got paid early. And Jalen Smith getting money was kind of a weird thing to happen. And he got his money promptly, expeditiously as well. Not really a big fan of that. But if it just ask yourself, right, and just go in the comment section, tell me what you think about this, and I'm gonna be pretty active in these comments here, right? If we had to live with Tony, could we do it? And not in a backup running back capacity. Like if we had to live with Tony for like 17 games. Like playoffs and all that. So 19 games because we're gonna win a Super Bowl, of course. So if we had to live with Tony next year for like 19 games, could we do it? I think yes. I think Tony could be our lead back, and let me tell you why. The only reason, because watch how this works, right? The only reason Tony wouldn't be a lead back because somebody say, well, Voch, can Tony handle 25 carries? Can he handle 30 carries? Everybody ain't got to be Dalvin Cook. Think about what this offense is, because I said this at the very beginning of the season. Chat box comment section say, hey man, if you heard me say this before, Dak is the man on his team now. This is Dak Prescott's team, and whoever the running back is a complimentary player. I called Zeke the best, most expensive complimentary player in the National Football League. I think I got to sneeze, but I'm fine. Because if you're the running back, we talk about these wide receivers here. They're all gonna run through Dak, right? We see what Zeke looks like without Dak. Zeke ain't upgrading Andy Dalton. If you take a look at Zeke numbers pre-Dak and post-Dak, y'all tell me, man. Y'all tell me. This ain't some bashing campaign because I like Zeke. I wanted to pay Byron Jones, but I like Zeke. This ain't some bashing campaign. But I want to see what we can do with Tony just in case somebody taps Zeke on the shoulder. Say, yo, fam, you're a running back. You're not the guy that you were. You got your money, your big ass signing bonus or whatever. I need you to take a pay cut. And if Zeke say no, I just want to know, can we live in a world without him? Interesting conversation. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. That is Voch Lombardi. If you're interested, I got to sneeze. I'm fine. If you're interested in any draft film or whatever, I have it on my Patreon. That's Panay Sewell, some Greg Rousseau, Michael Parsons is up there, Quiddy Pay, Marvin Wilson, Patrick Surtain, Nick Bowden, Rashawn Slater. If you want to see any of those guys, I'm watching a bunch of safeties and cornerbacks this week. So go and check that out. If you're interested in any of those guys, man, go check that out, man. And Come see me when you get there, man. Follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. And the Patreon is patreon.com/vochlombardiyt. All the links you need are in the description. All right? Y'all hold down for the Doski, Woski, the Peasky, Whiskey, man. Salute.